The objectives for this chapter are to identify the underlying principles of sustainable business management, to identify the hospitality industry's stakeholders, to define and identify the dimensions of corporate social responsibility, to explore the benefits linked to a corporate social responsibility strategy, to critique the concept of corporate social responsibility. For many hospitality managers, the daily agenda still focuses on priorities seen to be more important than sustainable business management, including cost control, profit maximization, and shareholder value. But in the context of globalization, emerging sustainable development concerns and priorities increasingly cut across all areas of management interest and responsibility. Environmental protection, social accountability, ethics, and education, sustainable development and think global, act local proposals are examples of intertwined matters redrawing the rules. Doing business in the 21st century is different. Owners, general managers, and line managers cannot ignore these developments. They need to understand and respond to changing societal expectations of business. A company deciding to endorse the charter will follow the principles to improve environmental management within the organization and determine which principles should be included in the company's own environmental management system, EMS. The principles then act as a guidance tool. Detailed standards should be listed and explained in the EMS, and companies are usually measured against an industry standard or code of practice. Corporate social responsibility, CSR, also referred to as business ethics, corporate citizenship, and corporate accountability, is a concept by which companies integrate the interests and needs of customers, employees, suppliers, shareholders, communities, and the planet into corporate strategies. In short, businesses need to be good corporate citizens. When defining CSR, the most commonly accepted model was developed by Carroll in 1979 and refined in 1991. The four-part model of corporate social responsibility consists of four closely related levels forming a pyramid. All levels need to be fulfilled in this order to achieve true social responsibility. At the base is the economic incentive, example staying in business, of a company, followed by the second level, which is the legal obligations, such as abiding by the laws, where it is required by society as a set conditions to do business. The third level is ethical responsibility, it's doing what's right or fair, beyond the current laws, which is expected by society. Finally, at the top of the pyramid are the philanthropic aims, such as pledging donations or constructing schools for locals, of a company desired by society. Corporate philanthropy is similar to CSR, sometimes known as corporate giving. Here, the hotel company donates some of its profits or resources to charitable organizations. These charitable acts are either handled by senior management or, in large corporations, by a foundation. Cash is most commonly donated, but sometimes companies also donate the use of their facilities or give advertising support. In some cases, employee volunteer groups are set up that then donate their time. Commonly, companies donate to environmental, cultural, and human support organizations. CSR results in donations to charitable organizations as well, and as part of its sustainability strategy, hotels make promises to lower environmental impacts, which are fortunately, increasingly being realized. Hospitality businesses use their charitable efforts either in the name of CSR or corporate philanthropy to reinforce their reputation, image, and positioning. In the longer term, their competitive position is consequentially improved. An example would be a resort hotel that donates money to the local nature reserve and calls this their CSR project, but in reality it is still very similar to corporate philanthropy. Profits are only one measure of benefits, based on quantitative data. Companies have experienced a range of bottom-line benefits. In Table 12.2 depicts the overall benefits from CSR at the business level, supported by short examples and additional information. Important aspects of a successful CSR program are: Example CSR benefit is reduced operating costs in number 2. Through CSR the hotel company's utility bills are reduced, and they practice recycle all used materials and supplies from the guests that reduces waste disposal. Energy efficiency reducing utility bills, recycling reducing waste disposal costs. Therefore, one of the first steps towards integrating CSR within the hospitality industry is to develop business-wide policies, recognizing the importance of the business to the economic development of regions and the responsibilities towards the community and the surrounding environment. In short, the policy should cover the following aspects. Develop a written policy statement covering all areas. Incorporate the mission statement. Incorporate codes of practice as minimum standards. Set realistic and measurable targets, including key performance targets and periodical audits compatible with trading partners, suppliers. A company incorporating CSR must revise its internal practices regarding governance, core ideology, organizational alignment, audits and accounting as well as education for social responsibility. Corporate governance is concerned with planning, organizing and directing policy making, and monitoring the long-term strategy and direction of the business. Core ideology defines the values a company espouses, describing a sense of purpose well beyond profit or shareholders' wealth maximization. Day-to-day decisions, human resources policies and the physical environment, buildings, layouts, are a few areas where organizational alignment to the core ideologies occurs. Organizational alignment is achieved when all departments within a company understand and work towards the same vision, goals, and objectives. Traditional audits are formal examinations of the company's financial situation and accounting practices. Environmental auditing and social audits report how a firm has performed in terms of its specific CSR objectives or action programs. Finally, a critical element lies in education for social responsibility. In order to integrate responsible business practices into the day-to-day operations, the involvement, commitment, and knowledge of employees, from the general manager to the front-line server, are essential. Spreading the word about the crucial importance of revising how business is being conducted is the key to the adoption of CSR behavior. The goal of business sustainability has recently bred new corporate governance models that might be better equipped to integrate all three pillars of the triple bottom line. Creating shared value involves value creation for business that simultaneously yields more profit and greater positive social impact. The concept of creating shared value focuses on developing partnerships between people and economic progress. Shared value offers companies a way to keep their shareholders happy while also protecting the environment. CSV focuses on three innovative strategic tools. The creation of market ecosystems, especially when doing business with developing countries requiring companies to make partnerships with NGOs and governments. Expanding their value chains to include unconventional partners such as non-profit organizations and business startups. Creating new industrial clusters where businesses work in collaboration to enable major improvements in their direct business environment. During the financial crisis in the late 2000s, confidence in the business world was shaken. In Porter's view, most companies had stuck blindly to CSR where social welfare is a voluntary addition rather than the focus. With CSV, companies can use their management ability to simultaneously bring about social progress while making financial profits. CSV recognizes the social and environmental costs that for centuries companies have externalized and left the rest of society to pay for. CSV takes a long-term view on company objectives, aiming to train employees, and in developing countries, educate workers as an investment in the future.